Hey,
Hello.
can you hear me?
I can. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Awesome.
Trying to get that
Yes.
swinging thing out of here. Hold on. Whatever. We're gonna have swinging extra stuff in here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's called props.
It's called what?
Props.
Props. These are my props. This
These are
is
your props.
my frog. This is my Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Anthony. She says. Hello.
Hey,
I like your new. It
my new
looks like
headset.
it gives me like futuristic,
Boomer
but
girl
like
vibes.
futuristic when like you were in the 80s and they made a futuristic
Yeah.
video and then I like it.
Yes. Although I'm finding they have really good noise canceling properties and I can't hear myself. So I'm going to push it to the side just a little bit. So, woohoo. Can you hear me okay, though?
I can hear you great. You just can't hear
Okay,
yourself.
good. Yeah. No, I'm good. I got it.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
Oh, yay. Well, I've missed you.
I have
Mm,
missed you as well. It's been
it's
a
been
long
a minute.
holiday season without you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We made it through another one.
I know. And because we're in Florida, Elena swam on New Year's Eve.
I saw that
Yeah.
that video.
Woo! Yeah.
I was muy jealous.
Muy. I wasn't getting
Muy.
in though. It wasn't like
Oh,
adult swimming. It was yeah.
it was childlike wonder swimming.
Yeah, because it was like 80, right? It wasn't cold outside, but the pool was not 80. And but she didn't mind. And I remember we didn't mind when we were younger. I just have become a pansy. So
I recall us going out and washing our cars when it was like 40
oh
degrees
yeah.
outside
Oh yeah.
because
Oh
we're
yeah.
like, hey, it's sunny. We should do
Oh,
this.
I kind of miss that time where you live somewhere with a winter when it starts to warm up. And it's really not warm, but your mind is like,
It's not.
oh, this is warm. Me and
There's no
Emily.
snow and the grass is starting to turn green. So it's
Yeah.
warm.
How warm would you say it was when you and I sat at the end of your driveway washing our feet in the creek for like hours? And the creek was like mountain runoff. So it was so
Yeah, it was
frigid.
cold,
It
cold.
was so cold, but we were like, it's summer. Yay.
I'd say it was like at most like
Love you.
45.
Yeah, like it
Like
was not
it,
the
it was
right
not
weather
warm.
for that. But it also was because like we were
The
just so
sun came
happy to
out.
be out of exactly the sun came out. So all that to say, it wasn't me swimming weather, but it was definitely Elena's swimming weather. And I'm glad that she still takes advantage of that because I'm like, I wish I wasn't such a pansy. I'd
Yeah,
probably
when you grow
acclimate,
up,
right?
no,
No.
I think as you grow, no, I think as you grow up, you're just like, there's certain feelings I don't want to feel anymore, and cold is is one of them.
It's
I don't want to be
ouch.
cold.
However, however, um, a year or two ago, we went paddleboarding, me and Anthony and our friend Maya, and it was like a guided paddleboard tour. And at the
Fun.
end, it has this little, this is in Orlando, by the way. It was really fun. Has this crack down in like the ground or whatever, down in the water. So they were like, "Do you want to shoot the crack?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "There's a crack in the earth down there. So if you jump in and you try to swim down, it's gonna push you back up. So just try to swim down there." And I didn't do it because it was like, you know, 60s, 70s outside. And I don't know.
Yeah,
But my friend Maya did. And I've always kind of like regretted like that I didn't try it. So now I want to do it. Although I do think I will
shoot the
go
crack
in
again.
the heat of summer because I can do it
Yep,
at a warmer time. Because either way, the springs here are like I think 70 year round, like they're cold. So
that's so funny.
oh,
70s and
I know.
shorts weather here.
No, I meant the water
I know it's
temperature.
so
The
cold.
water temperature is 70, which is pretty cold for water. Hi. Can you hear
No,
Alina knocking? I
no.
didn't forget about you. Have Daddy open it for you. She said you forgot about me.
Oh
She did her makes up with me today. And like I actually
no.
can't wait for you to see it now because
Okay.
I was doing my eyebrows, doing a little bit of there. So she was like, I want to do it. And I was like, well, let me help you. And she said, no, like I know what I'm
Nope.
doing, just really, God, mom. Like, so yeah, she did her eyebrows and they were awesome. And I love them. She might be starting
Fantastic.
something when she makes it out
Okay.
here. Anyways,
Well, welcome back. Seriously, I feel
yeah,
like I haven't talked to you forever.
I know. How was your cruise?
Oh, it was good. Good times were
Yeah,
had by all.
the pictures
Yeah.
were awesome. Looks like you guys had a good time. And there was an extra
Um,
person?
my son's girlfriend came with
I
us.
kind of assumed that's who it was, but I was like,
Yeah.
that's very cute. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
so distracted because she's
Fantastic.
like,
That's
hold
okay.
on,
We can
because
pause.
I have to get her really quick because she has to do this or else I'm not gonna be able to like concentrate and have a conversation with her. Oh, you're taking my seat. Okay. All right. Get up.
No, you were taking her seat.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you look
You
gorgeous.
said that we were going to be twins and you would not even be able to tell the difference between us.
That's true. You look just
You want to
like
tell her about your makeup this morning?
We both copied each other.
Mhm.
nice. I like it.
I look at my eyebrow. They're even different than mom.
But you tried. You did a good
Can you
job.
Gum, gum,
can
gum,
you wiggle
gum,
your
gummy
eyebrows up and
ball.
down?
Gum, 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 ball. I love
Can you
gum.
wiggle? Can you do this with
Gum,
your
gum, gum,
eyebrows?
gum, gum.
I don't have very good eyebrow control. My Bella, she's got eyebrow control. She's
I
so
have
good.
control over one eyebrow.
I move
Like I
like
can
my
raise one
whole
eyebrow.
face. I'm like,
Ooh, I'm loving the
okay,
eyebrow. There,
I
you
just
got
gave
it.
Jesse the thumbnail though. Don't do
Mama,
it, man. Don't.
mom,
What?
go like this.
Go like what?
Go like,
I'm doing it.
I like it. I like it a lot. You're doing great.
All right. Did you want to say
And you do
anything
look
to
just like
Emily?
your mom. You guys are both beautiful.
look at me.
Mm.
What are you doing?
She's liking it. She's feeling it.
She's feeling it, yes.
Mm.
All
Oh,
right,
yes,
boo.
Bella.
Well, if you don't have
We
anything
should
else
do,
to say.
I
you
want
know what we
to
should do?
Oh, that's a trick.
Someday we should do a
somebody
makeup
do like
tutorial.
Hmm? I don't quite get what you're doing, but I'm trying.
Okay, like
no,
80%
no,
of the
no,
time
no.
when I
What is
wink at
the
my
Okay,
husband.
I hear you, Em. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
still these.
never
Hold
mind.
on.
Let me
Okay.
tell you something. What is
Okay,
the
and then you
Okay,
gotta
tell
go,
me.
man. It's my turn.
plate?
What did the plate say to the
What?
plate?
I'm asking you.
What?
Oh, sorry.
What does the plate say to the plate?
What did the plate say to the plate?
Did dinner on me.
Where'd you learn that?
I like that a lot.
Well, somebody said a joke and said that, and I thought it might make you guys laugh.
It did make us laugh. That
It
was
did make me laugh. I like that one a lot.
What did a banana say to a banana?
What?
I peeled.
Oh.
What did the apple say
Very
to the
good.
apple?
What?
I'm peeled all up.
Oh, are we? For some reason, I thought she was maybe like saying a bunch of ones that she had heard, but now I'm thinking these are Elena originals.
These are
Mhm.
the
Elena,
things that I was waiting to tell you guys today.
Oh, I'm so glad that you
you
finally
know,
took this day.
do you know what a comedian is?
Musical
A comedian is somebody who stands up and makes people laugh by telling them jokes. Maybe you should be a comedian when you grow up.
I can't hear what you're saying, so she's just being
That's okay.
a butthead though and talking through you. All right, thank you for coming to the Elena show. It's my turn now.
Bye.
I want to be with you soon.
Okay, if you're gonna be with me, you have to sit over here and let me talk though. Could you do that?
Let's take turns. Who in the heavens?
He's gonna come out eventually. He's probably in there visiting
Oh, good.
phone, and he'll see you
No
eventually.
worries.
He'll come get you.
Mm.
I'm gonna wear these though, okay? So that I can hear her really well.
What did the avocado say to the avocado?
What?
I love drink.
I don't think I heard that one. Can you repeat? You love what?
Drinks.
What did the avocado say to the avocado?
What?
I'm getting drinked.
I'm getting drinked.
I mean, drink.
Oh, somebody's drinking the avocado.
It said I'm drinked.
Oh my goodness.
Well, all right
Gonna
then.
have to get her book of dad jokes or something. Get her started.
Yes. And we should also do like an
Like,
Elena
some
makeup
dad
tutorial
jokes.
sometime.
You want to do a makeup tutorial sometime?
I want to play cat in the hat.
You want to play cat in a hat?
Mom,
Nice.
Elena?
I want to look like half pepper and half hazel.
Well, that's how we normally do her makeup. When I'm doing my makeup, she wants to be like a cat or something. So I'll do mine,
Oh,
but then
nice.
we'll put whiskers or something. But today
Hey,
we can face paint, but we can't face paint right now. Okay.
tell me a joke again. Tell me the
Okay,
same one.
what's brown and sticky?
What?
A stick.
No, they are dry and hard. I got you.
She
You got
you
me.
so good. Oh my God.
She got me bad.
You're a
Oh,
fool.
snap.
Oh,
What did the
Where?
stick say to the stick?
What?
I'm getting drinked.
everything's getting drinked. Oh my God.
Everything's
You're
getting
fine.
drinked.
I know one of Emily's favorite jokes. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Where did the little general put his little armies?
In the bottom.
In the bottom. Good. In his little sleeveys.
That is one of my favorites.
In
I
the
do like that
bottom
one a
of
lot.
the sleeve.
Oh, in the bottom of the sleeve. Oh, you got it. I just didn't get it. I think Elena doesn't want to go to the park or anything later. She is definitely not acting like somebody who is listening well enough to go out in public. No way, man. Which park? What?
The park?
For what? No, she is actually the worst when it comes to like and at home because we've given her so much freedom. So I'm like, this isn't really where like when I'm saying stop, it's because it's like it's not because you're in danger. But most of the time when we're in public, like stops how like they should have more meaning, but it's like trying to teach her that like, dude, you're going to get hit by a car. Like you're way too smart for
Right.
this. You're way too smart to like I get you don't want to listen, but there's a reason I'm saying things to you. So that's what we're going through right now. She's so just like
Yep.
she's living her life. She's not hurting anybody, let her be. But also I'm like, you are also not actually
Sometimes.
the main character in every situation, despite being the main character in your life.
Well,
We
I'm
all
okay
have
with
to
her
learn
being
that.
main character. I just don't want her to die if something,
Exactly.
I'm the same way with my
Like
kids.
main character energy goes out the window when you stop, like when it's not being smart. And so that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to help her. I'm like, I don't want you to shine any less. I just want you to keep shining. Not be hit by the car
Right.
or get taken by somebody
don't
because you're
die.
just so she so wants to talk to every single person. Like we will be going through the store. You can't walk by her. She's like, hey, and she needs to tell you something. And
You.
some people love it. And I love those people who love it because she loves getting, but some people just like it makes them
Yeah.
uncomfortable. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, guys.
So sorry. Yeah.
But
Well, if she came up to
she's
me,
not
I
hurting
wouldn't be there.
anyone.
Yeah.
What did you
Agreed.
say though?
Oh, I said if I was walking through a grocery store and someone like Elena came up and was talking to me, it would make my day. I
Most
love
people
that.
do love it, and it does make their
So-
day, thankfully.
Yeah.
She's pretty freaking awesome.
Agreed.
Alrighty. Anyways,
That's
okay.
great.
So we have a topic today. And
Okay.
it's a good topic, I think, because I don't know what we'd call it. Like the note I started, I titled like what is good about the faith of my upbringing or religions in general. Like what are
Yeah.
the positives? And the main
Positives
reason I
in
wanted
religion.
Yeah, the main reason I want to do that is because I recognize that I am overly angry about a lot of things, and that I might not be thinking very clearly, and I think it
Say
would be
overly
good to try
invested.
to change my like just to like refocus myself away from like just going to the
Negative.
negative so much, because even though I do have a lot of issues with religion and the church that I specifically was raised in, there are a lot of positive there. So like you can't throw the
Mhm.
baby away with the bathwater with that whole,
Yes.
like you have to be able to find the good. So I just thought that would be good. Also, did you know where that saying came from?
Throw the
Don't
baby
throw
out
the
with the
baby away
bathwater.
with the bathwater.
Okay, let me see if I got it because maybe I'm. So back in the old days, they would have a big tub that they would fill with water for everybody's bath, right?
Yep.
And the dad would go first, and then it was either all the men did, and then the women and the children did.
I think that was that way.
And then by the time they got to the end, the bathwater was pretty nasty.
Huh.
And so you had to make sure that
It was
baby
so
was
dirty you
out.
might not see the baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is wild.
I learned that pretty recently actually. But if I'd given it any thought, maybe I could have broke it down because it does, but yeah.
Well, I think I did hear it somewhere. I don't think
Yeah.
I came up with that on my own.
No.
But
Mm.
just the thought of taking a bath in water that like 16 other people had taken a
I
bath in,
know.
and like,
We're very lucky to have access to so much
oh
water.
gosh,
And so we don't
seriously.
have to have that like patriarchal hierarchy where everybody gets less than that person because they are just our best.
Well, when we bought our house, one of the like selling points for me was this gigantic bathtub.
Mhm.
It was like kick butt. Our last bathtub was sufficient, but like Cody couldn't sit in it. It was really small and really
Yeah.
short, and like if he'd put like a cup and a half of water in it, it would still overflow if he sat in it. Like,
Yeah.
and not that he's a big bath taker or anything, but like this one, it's it's pretty
Sufficient.
nice. Yes.
That's
And
awesome.
still, I would not want to take a bath with like all of my family members.
No,
Like,
not at all.
I do like my clean water.
Yeah.
So,
And even if I take a bath, I have the desire to shower after. Like I have to get in and
yeah,
rinse
I
everything
kind of
off
do.
because soap scum, um, you need to wash that off of you too. Otherwise, you're gonna have like a
Hmm.
stick and dirt and grime
Itchy.
is gonna stick to you and you're itchy. Just so many things where I'm just like, yeah, like that bath does not sound appealing in the slightest. But
No,
anyways,
you gotta rinse
I
off
I digress.
afterwards. We've never thrown any babies out with any bathwater. Back to religion.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you made that disclaimer.
Yeah, we could liken it to baptism, I guess, but
How do it? Do it for me.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you could do it. It could be
Don't throw.
funny.
We could not throw religion out with the baptism water. See?
Yeah, there we go. Don't throw religion out with the baptism water. There's our weird title. Anthony's like,
He's like,
according to
maybe that's a
him,
reach.
that's
Maybe that's a
terrible.
reach.
Maybe
It's
that's funny. Maybe that's
what do
funny.
you mean? What do you mean?
Okay.
But I am glad you brought this up because I do feel like I personally do that because I'm in the middle of a deconstruction. And
Yeah.
when you change the faith of your birth,
Mhm.
it kind of there's a lot you have to focus on. There's a lot you have to think about. There's a lot you have to make right in your own head.
Yeah.
So often it does flow toward the negative, but there is a lot of good stuff about how we were raised and how, religion in general affects the population.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Okay. So my first positive that I really like about the church is something we talked about a lot is community. Like it's just a place for community, which is always good. I wish we had more places for community and
mhm.
normalized communal meetings that didn't center around God because I do miss that. So I just need to find those events or create those events so that
Yeah.
there is a place because I definitely, despite no longer feeling I don't know, like any way about a God anymore, like I just Like
Mhm.
like it's fine if it like if that works for you, if that's your understanding of the earth and your brain and everything, like that's totally fine. Like, but
Yep.
I just don't want to hear about it though. It's just the same as like I'm not super into the superheroes in the way that Anthony is. He could talk about it forever, and I enjoy listening to him because I just enjoy him and his excitement about it. But like imagining I could do that for everybody about their God is too much. Like because I like
Mhm.
I don't think about superheroes on my own. They're not something I think about. So every time I'm listening to that, it's something outside of my normal thought process that you know what I mean? So if it's
Yeah.
something you're into, you could talk about it forever. And it's so like there's like feelings and emotions and meaning. But when you take out
Yeah.
those feelings and emotions and meanings and you just keep putting that out there for people to hear, it's kind of like I get it. Like Anthony's really into Superman. I get it. You're really into God. Like that's how it is to me. So it's
Mhm.
it's kind of like
But
if
the
I could have a
community
thing that
aspect
didn't
of it.
center around that. Yeah, sorry, I went off.
Yeah.
See, I'm so bad at
No,
this.
you're good. No, you're good. No, in the community aspect of it. So when we moved out here, I grew up in a community where there were like we were in a subdivision, there were houses everywhere, there were kids everywhere. You knew everybody around you just because your kids ran around and knew
Which is
everybody.
really
But
nice, I
but
think.
when we
Like,
moved out here, yeah, it is really nice. We played night games. We like my parents would kick us out of the house and we would go play until dark and like,
yeah,
it was great. It was awesome. But when we moved here, there's three houses within a mile, right?
yeah.
And like we're pretty spread out. It's farm country. It's just the way it is. I would never have known like any of my neighbors if it wasn't for church. Like
Yeah, and we don't know any
it
of our
brings
neighbors,
community.
probably
Yeah.
for that reason.
And I think it's super important to get to know your neighbors just because I don't know. Well, it's kind of like your family, right? The
Hmm.
family that you grew up in, if you guys weren't related, if you were all just strangers that met on the street, you
Hmm.
probably wouldn't have formed the relationships that you have with all of them because
Yes,
you're
100%.
like, yeah, it just when you're thrown together and you're kind of forced to be in a community,
Hmm.
you learn to get along with each other, you learn what kind of relationship you want to have with people, you learn the people you don't want a relationship with, and you try to avoid you like I don't know, you learn to navigate things
Yeah,
in
that's a
in a
huge
deeper sense
benefit of
than
coming from a large family, actually, because being one of
yeah.
10 and I think it is, especially compared to my friends who do have or are only child, like they definitely aren't as social and aren't as
They
they
never
don't
learned
want to
how to
break, yeah, to like share their I don't know, their space in a communal way like that, and so they miss out on that. And I think
yep.
it's good for you because we're meant to work together more. You know what I mean? So I feel like people in those
Hmm.
situations, you are going to have less stress, less anxiety because you have people and or a lot of people if like it's hard just to make friends. So putting together things where people don't have to necessarily be friends, but they're coming back like together just to like
Yeah.
have somebody for them. And the church has done such a good job of like of creating that because the way they set up their church, I think. The wards are like a local, you know what I mean? Like I
Hmm.
think there might be like other churches probably do that to some extent, but I hear
Yeah,
people
there's usually
talking about
different.
that they drive pretty far to go to whatever church they go to. And
Yeah.
like in it's set up like a geographical community in a way that other churches don't
Yeah.
necessarily do. So I would like
Well, to
to
have you like to what? To have that?
find communities based on our geography. And I know that we have the government and I can get involved that way, but I want it to be more of a that communal church type thing where it's not to like come in and talk about everything always, but it's just to like create activities and spaces for everyone to have a place and to like
Yeah.
just get everything that I think positive about community.
Hmm. One thing I have given the church a hard time about that actually has a positive note also. And when we say the church, sometimes we're talking about the Mormon church that we grew up in, and sometimes we're talking about just like religion and church in general.
Yeah.
But one thing that I have uh, kind of not liked, but need to see the other side of is like if you grow up Mormon, you go to church on Sundays, and then sometimes there's meetings after church for things. You have, if you're a teenager, there's mutual on Wednesdays. If you're in the Relief Society, there's Relief Society meetings once a month. There's visiting teaching once a month. It's not called visiting teaching anymore, but like there's home teaching if you're a man, and that's basically just going into people's homes and like you're assigned a friend,
it keeps you
basically.
very, very busy. Everybody is given
Very
a
busy.
role in the community. Like we call them callings, but it's like literally delegating roles in the community to literally everybody within the community. Because even people who have like who like don't have a calling per se end up on like the activities committee.
Yep.
Or you know what I mean? Everybody
There's
plays a
everybody has a
role.
purpose.
Yeah. And it's not a paid thing. It's just everybody working together. And I feel like that it makes them live better lives because they have a community to help them outside of even just their own family. So people who don't have a big family, like I could reach out to my family for support, but I have a friend, Jen, who both her parents are already deceased and none of her siblings live in this area and aren't, you know, like they don't have the ability to like, so she just doesn't have a big network of people to ask for. So like, and she's not a churchgoer either, but I could see how like a church would be beneficial for her because it would give her a community. So it's like, I don't know. In that way, it's like I can see why people would go back to church, maybe even if they were like, okay, I've decided that the God aspect of it isn't appealing to me, but I could utilize this resource to, you know, and this is how I feel like I'm finally starting to understand your mom's take when she said the reason why she stayed in the church and she still continues to stay is to be there for the people who aren't seen. Like she doesn't necessarily have to believe in it to believe in the structure of that being good for humanity, the structure of a community. Yeah.
Yep.
So I can get that.
I can too. I tried to do that at first, but I'm at a place in my deconstruction where it's
I
hard
just
to
have no
sit there
desire to
and
anymore because it's like literally people talking about what they love. And I don't love it anymore. I'm not going to go to a Superman convention every weekend either. Do you know what I mean? Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Like it's
Of course.
so a story that doesn't like isn't part of my reality that it's like I understand it as where it sits in history and I understand it how how it's part of society. Like I understand all about it and still don't it doesn't hold any power for me. It doesn't hold any, I don't know.
Doesn't hold the same effect.
Yeah. So it's just like there's nothing bad. It's just that I'm just not part of that club anymore, I guess. I'm like, no hard feelings, but can we talk about literally anything else?
Yeah, which is hard when you're actually going to church where it's the focus is
when it will imagine being like you just lined out how their lives are basically they're given the role of their life, which can have value because it, you know, people want to, but it also gives them a role. I don't know.
But it also, it can also close you off though to the rest of the world. Like if all of your world is your calling and your church. I've talked to several people now that felt snubbed by the people like that were LDS because they didn't fit the mold and like people didn't let their kids play with them and they just because they were not in their group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to focus on your little group and
it is. And you don't even intend to leave the other people out. But that's why I had to leave Utah and not raise my girls there. Because while I knew people weren't going to be outright mean, it would just be that there's this organization that, like now I feel on the outside of it on like a grander scale, like at work right now, like the girls are like, everybody's getting super religious. Like it's tough times. So they're talking about it a lot. Like the girls up front they pray together in the morning. And then like I'm cleaning someone's teeth and I have to listen to like them singing like their church music and stuff. And I'm just like, like, it's fine, whatever. It's not hurting me, but I'm just like, I don't know. Like, can we just keep it on secular, like music we're all gonna like, you know what I mean? Like I get like put in some headphones if that's what you want to listen to. Like I'm not gonna come in here and start like I might speak it out of my mouth, my thoughts but I'm not like blasting something over the media or it really even talking about it. Like I don't talk about it too much unless somebody says something. You know what I mean? And at first I used
Yeah.
to actually kind of rebuttal. And now I just don't. Now I'm just like, okay, yay, good. Enjoy your prayers. Like, have a good one. Love you. Because I'm just like, do
Yeah, I
you,
agree.
man.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever feel really put out. We still like right before we left the church, we were super gung ho. Like probably more into the church than we'd ever been ever. Like our family.
Well, you're trying to
And
hold
we
on to
would,
things at that end, right? Like
well,
all right before it
kind of.
crumbles, maybe. Like really lean into
Well,
God.
yeah. Well, we were like, if we're gonna do this religion thing, let's do it right, you know? So we
Yeah.
did it, and then all of a sudden things started not making sense, and it was like, oh, wait a second, wait, hold up, like we weren't looking for anything wrong, but it kind of showed up, and we're like, oh, crap. But at the same time, we were listening to like Christian radio all the time, and we were like, we had our favorite songs, and our kids would like, uh, my daughter when she was like 2, um, loved the song. I Know My Redeemer Lives, but like not the Mormon version, but like the Christian rock
Oh,
version.
okay.
And she would sing it all the time, and we loved it. And like, and we'll still sing that stuff. Like we'll still
Because the
like
song
we'll
is
be sitting in the
still
car.
I sing
So I don't.
primary hymns by myself sometimes, and I'll be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why am I sitting here like because like it means
Mhm.
nothing, but it's just this little ditty. I mean, for Christ's sakes, sorry. But your parents wrote a primary song, so how are you not gonna still?
Yep. Yeah, we confused the missionary. The missionaries came over
Uh-huh.
out of the blue the other day, and I think we
Yeah.
confused them because we still have like we have a picture of a temple on our wall because that's where we got married. And like my parents wrote a primary song, and I told them that, and like we talk about stuff like that, and like, so are you interested in church? And I'm like, nah, we're good. Like, come on in and have some food. I will feed you. I love
Oh my
missionaries.
God. No, but I
We're
am
good.
so
We're
glad
good.
that granted this is gonna be something I'll have to deal with again. I live in a neighborhood where you can't just enter. Like so there's the missionaries can't walk around our neighborhood. Um and I've really appreciated that because I know I'm still on the records because I still get cards and things like that. I need to actually go and remove my name. Did you guys do that? Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
that's
officially
what I
done
called.
that. So I know it's not important, but they count us in their in their numbers. It gives them power. So I think I probably need to
Yeah.
stop letting my name align with them and actually pull myself out of that. But where the hell was I going with that?
Oh, one thing you miss is missionary or
Oh yeah,
don'ts.
yeah. When I'm gonna have to probably navigate the missionaries again, which it's fine. There was a time where we were like, guys, you literally have to stop coming here. Please tell them to stop sending you here. Like we really, because we were, it just felt almost harassing at this time because it's like I genuinely, I get even if you just want to like hang out, but I don't really want to hang out right now because I don't, like you don't want to hear what I have to say and I don't want to hear what you have to say. Like I already know what you have to say. Like Anthony went through the entirety of the mission prep, like not the baptism prep, whatever, multiple times. We met with the
Yeah.
missionaries for an entire year. Like, and I'm not saying just once a week, multiple times a week. Like they were our friends.
Hmm.
Sometimes they would break rules to bring Anthony back and continue teaching. And I was there with them too. It was just he would ask questions and it would spawn conversations and it was just like he really 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 wanted this to be true. He wanted it so
Yeah.
freaking bad because it is a very appealing story. And he tried, but you know, the
Alas,
brain can't make sense of things the brain can't make sense of and doesn't have to make sense of them if they see
can't be forced.
the negative aspects as well and don't want to hold on to those things.
Yeah. Um, Something that's kind of funny, like on a slightly unrelated note. Did I tell you? Okay, so you get removed from your religion and everything, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't realize that your kids don't have the exact same things you had growing up. They don't have the same stories, they don't have the same songs, they don't have,
Yeah.
they don't have the same upbringing. So I told you
Yeah.
what Chael said about the funny thing he found at
Yes,
Christmas.
yes, but tell again because it is so cute.
Okay. I was putting him to bed and he said, Mom, I saw the funniest thing. He goes, uh, there were Christmas decorations in somebody's yard and they put a baby where the cows eat. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I forgot to tell you something.
Let me tell you a story. My bad. That's my
Yeah,
bad.
I
And then,
really do want to start teaching my kids about all religions now, though. Like,
yeah,
I've avoided religion altogether, and now I'm like, okay, they actually need to know in historical context. I don't mean to
yeah,
like, yeah,
it's important to know.
yeah, because
Well,
even if
and
it's just
then,
like this is a common story, this is a commonly known story, I should teach my kids.
well, and my niece is going on an LDS mission. And so she spoke in church on Sunday, and we went and listened to her. And
Mhm,
when they passed the sacrament down, it's
mhm.
bread and water, I didn't take it, but I passed it to my kids, and I said, "You can take it if you want to. It's up
It's
to you.
bread, yeah. Enjoy.
It's bread, it's water, and it's anyway." And so my son did, my
Mhm.
8-year-old, he took it, and so I was talking to my husband on the phone, and I said, "Hey, Chael took the sacrament for the first time," and Chael's like, "What is the sacrament?" I'm like, no, I didn't. What's the sacrament? I'm like, oh, he doesn't know. Okay. Well, like just the things you grow up with that that like
Yeah, yeah. That
they don't know
because
unless
they
you tell
don't
them.
hold value anymore to you individually, you just don't even think to, because why would they know? And yeah.
Hmm. But
Makes
it
for
is kind
funny
of fun to
stories
see
though.
it through. It does, and it's interesting to see things through childlike eyes through someone who hasn't been fed the story. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh,
like
I love the
even
way
as
my
a
kids think, and it's totally because they haven't been fed some story, and their brains are just
yeah.
capable of like looking at things in a way that I'm just like, why didn't I think about it that way before? Like it's like I didn't have
Hmm.
the ability to until they said it in just the right way, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I remember even uh
Hey,
I don't know. Oh, sorry.
no,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
remember
Hey,
what we were.
Elena, you need to go back in with daddy, okay? And yeah, daddy can make that for you. I love you. Well, then you're gonna have to wait. Do your kids like ever do that to you where I'll go quicker? Okay. Can you go quicker, please? Like
Absolutely.
where you have to make the food? Like
Uh-huh.
I have to like I'm like,
It's
Daddy,
not the
Daddy could
same.
do that. He could heat it up just the same way I could. And she's like,
Mhm.
no,
I
he's
can,
horrible.
right? It's still ramen noodles either way. Like,
I know it's ramen noodles. And I'm trying so hard with that. I know you should, it's so easy. Just don't freaking buy it. But when they ask for it all the time, like I pretty much will be like, okay, fine. Haley got some for Christmas now. Like cousins literally gave her ramen for Christmas because she loves it. And I was like, we have to like eat better. And I'm trying to, but also I was like, you can make your choices. But I've been
yeah.
like you, we have to get some actual nutrition in you too.
Yeah.
Do you have to have those conversations with your kids, or are they pretty like good eaters?
No, they are not good.
They're
They're
not
not
good
good eaters.
eaters.
I'm right now I'm trying to fix myself so I can like I'm putting on my own mask before I can help other people.
Yeah,
Like this
no,
is
I
for
need to
the
do
second
that.
time in my life I'm trying to do a no sugar January, but I'm also trying to do like a not totally carnivore but almost carnivore where it's like it's meat based and it's mm, I don't know.
A little bit
I just don't want
Atkinsy.
to kind of, but I just don't want to put as much thought into eating all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to take less focus on what I'm eating and I want to put more focus on what I'm doing with my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
And anyway,
Totally. That makes sense. And you're
yeah,
working out and protein's good for helping to put on muscle, so feeding your body what it
yeah,
needs right now. That makes sense. And that's
yep,
good because the hardest part about eating and everything is just the amount of mental load I think it takes. And it's just like, yeah, I'm with you on that.
mm-hmm,
But the problem is I could go like vegetarian. Like I could do rice and veggies every night. Put some everything
yeah,
seasoning, like everything bagel seasoning, and I could eat that every night. Sometimes a little cottage cheese. I don't know. Like I'm just
yeah,
very basic. And I don't think that that's necessarily bad. Like I could, but nobody else wants to eat that.
Right? That's
Like,
the
and
hard part is
yeah, and I'm like, I could literally just be like, you know what I feel like having? A couple cheese balls, you know, the little I can't remember the baby bells.
baby bells.
Mm-hmm. And like
Hmm.
sometimes it'll be like some tuna and pickles. Like like it's weird. I don't want to make a whole meal. I don't crave a whole meal. Like I get
Right?
that's like girl dinner or whatever. You've heard of that?
Girl dinner.
I totally
Yes.
feel that
And
because I'm
I
like
believe in it.
the idea of the full meal, like that's not what my mind and body are telling me I need, but that's what if I feel the expectation of creating. And I'm like,
A couple times a week, I feel the need for like a full-on real meal where you sit down and you've got like
mhm,
lots of options. But for the most part, it's like I just need some protein and some vegetables. That's like it. So
mhm. Yeah, but what do your kids want?
my kids like uh, lots of processed things. They would choose that every time.
I
I
know.
think one of my sons would be, a, really a really good healthy eater. And then I have a daughter who is like, if it doesn't come from a package in the freezer, I will not eat it. And then the other kids are just kind of in betweeny. But
Yeah. That's kind of I'm that video you showed, I think you shared with me about how like the food companies are now owned by the cigarette companies and they're using the same type of like addictive properties to get us addicted. So like there was the drug epidemic, and now as we're realizing we've been drugged by our food into needing more of
Mhm.
something we literally don't need. Like,
Well, we should do a whole podcast on that because they even lied to us with the food pyramid. That was a marketing scheme.
I'm sure
Like,
everything is like everything is made up. Everything.
and then you realize like when they were telling us like eggs are bad for you,
Mhm.
like your cholesterol and stuff. No, they're not.
They're
No, they're
just
not.
trying to market a new
No,
thing
they're
for
not.
you to use. Yeah, like there's a reason yeah.
Anyway, this is a
Real
topic for a
natural,
whole
yeah, but
nother
real
podcast
natural
because
food is definitely always better than processed, and but it is a really hard like step to take. So yeah, we should do a thing because I need to just keep learning and finding ways to
yeah,
hold myself accountable because I could talk about it all day, but when it comes to like action, I'm not like pulling the trigger as much as I wish I would, if that makes sense.
okay. Just totally off topic.
Excellent.
I keep catching like a glimpse of myself in the corner there, and I keep thinking I look like the nurse from freaking Blink 182 or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. You could totally, oh, you should do that for
Because it like
Halloween
because it
sometime.
feels like something about the sleeves and like this white occasionally.
I
I'm
see
like,
it. I see it.
I get nurse vibes. Anyway,
Oh,
all
you
right.
and Cody
Anyway,
are gonna have fun with
back
that outfit later.
we usually do.
Yeah.
Um, um, okay, back to religion being,
Yes,
and
yes.
it's good
Good
benefits.
things about religion.
So
Sorry.
good things about religion. So I also have mixed feelings about this, but um, being religious and being hyper aware of what oh I don't how do you say it? My sexuality basically, and how it was like and how it fit into a religious background.
Yes.
It kept me very innocent and very like I got a childhood. You know what I mean? I got to focus on other things, which is great, in which not everybody has it anymore. Like, I don't know.
You think, okay,
If
hold on. So you think you give religion credit for
oh,
not,
absolutely.
okay, because my girls don't have religion and I have given them complete freedom over what they can wear.
Hmm.
And I would say they are more modest and covered than most.
Well,
They
I
don't
wasn't talking about
choose.
clothes at all because
Oh, okay.
that's
I got you.
that
You were talking sexuality, sexual orientation,
just sexuality and well, just like sex in
or
general. Like,
not
this
thinking
is
about
not
it
for
at
you
all.
right now. Yeah, like,
Oh, see, when
and I
I think that kept people from being able to think about who they were.
it
Versus
did
like saying don't think
absolutely.
about it demonizes every aspect of it. Don't sexualize it
That's why
is
I said I
different
have
than don't think about
mixed
it. Yeah.
feelings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like the
So
don't talk about it stuff. I think
it also
that
creates
we
weird
should.
people.
It creates weird people. Yeah. So because I'm like,
Absolutely, it does.
I guess I can see kind of, but like my innocence, I wouldn't say is where that's not what child.
That's not where I came
That's
from.
not being a child to me. Like, or I don't know, or like the need for them to be innocent in that way when they could be victimized
Yeah.
by their innocence. I just don't see that as a
That is true.
positive. Even if, yes, you're right, you had more innocence, so did I, and it made for some really funny
Well,
stories,
yeah, it
honestly.
did. Like me and you, we were pretty freaking innocent, and we were allowed to have like dumb fun, and like
Uh-huh. But we
we didn't
also were
get
so
the
fucking
jokes.
dangerous. Oh my God. We
That's
hitchhiked.
true.
We
picked up
we picked
hitchhikers.
up hitchhikers.
We're not
We
smart. We went,
we were just way
yeah.
too trusting. We met these guys at a park already after dark, swinging, right? We would
Yeah,
just
that's
go to
right.
swing. Yeah. So we
Okay,
would go
swinging on the
swing.
swing set. That's
I still
the
love swinging.
right.
Yeah.
Swinging on the swing set.
I know. In college.
No, no, no. I
That's
mean,
what.
swinging has many connotations. We're talking about the swing set. We
Oh, yeah,
liked
yeah, yeah.
swinging on
Remember
the swing
how
set.
naive we were. Nothing we did was ever, even if people would have looked at it and thought they're being sexual. No, we weren't. And no, we weren't.
No,
We were
we
being
were having fun.
stupid or having fun, yeah. But just because that's where
Yes.
somebody could go doesn't mean that was what was happening.
Yes. And then we met some guys swinging at a park, and then they called us at 2 in the morning and like, hey, meet us at the trucker bars at Denny's. And we're like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
They're like,
let's do that.
you want to see some power walking? And we did.
He
You know
ended up
what? We
being like
did.
the national
But
championship power
that's the
walker. It was
thing.
really
The
impressive.
fact that it was real, like that's the kind of thing that it's like, how would you fall for that? Like, if we had become victims, it would have been like, really, girls, really? But really, he
Yeah.
was like some national champion in like speed walking. He showed up in his outfit and we got to like race against
I
him
raced
at
him
like
and I lost. I lost
in the middle of
powerfully.
the night. And then we never talked to them again. And it was all just a very innocent, fun interaction.
But it could also be how a true crime story starts. Like,
Yeah, like the time where we got in the hatchback of those people's car because we didn't have a cell phone and we got a flat tire and we rode in the back of their car to a gas station where they dropped us off to make
yep.
a call at a gas station.
People.
So, yeah. How are we alive?
I don't know. Probably has something to do with religion and guardian angels. But
Ooh.
no, okay. So back to religion.
Okay.
What other
What other good things? Okay, I do have a whole
good
list.
things are
So, it goes into the whole organization, but not only does everybody have a role in community, but there is help. Like if you need help moving, you just need to say,
Yeah.
hey, we're moving, I need help. And they're gonna help organize it. Like, it's like just such a huge asset to have access to people who are willing to help on those things that normally when we make it all individualized, like not everybody can afford a moving company. Most people can't afford a moving company. While I would like to be able to give my money to a local moving company, like who can afford those things anymore? So having that community where you can actually reach out for help versus having to find a way to get the money to do something is just such a huge benefit.
Well, I actually have a story about that. So,
Yeah.
so a few years ago when we moved from our old house to our new house, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had everything packed up. We'd already made like a trip over here, dropped a few things off, and we were in the middle of packing when my husband got a call that his mom had passed away in a car accident.
Yeah.
And so like pretty quickly everything changed. Like he had to drop whatever he was doing and go up to Boise to be with family and to take care of everything. And like he was definitely needed somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so I could do some, but I definitely couldn't do all. And so I had to decide, do I unpack everything and make it so we can like have home here still, or do I just do what I can and get everything moved over? And like it was pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the church came in and they're like, we got you. And they they moved everything over in one day. And by the time my husband got back, a day or two later, like I had a complete house set up and everything was like he had a home base to come back to and not just a giant
Yeah.
mess. So
Yeah.
that was extremely huge. And no, I couldn't have done that by myself. And I don't know if I even could have called movers on such short notice and been like, hey, I need you to
Yeah.
come like now.
So
Like,
that rolls into my other thing that I miss about religion, which is service opportunities. Like I felt like that it's just it was so good for me that I really feel like my kids need to get that opportunity because I feel like it's something I can't teach them. They need to experience it. Like you're
mhm.
just I think you'll be a better, more full-rounded person if you experience a lot of like just different situations and people, and service gives you that opportunity because you're working with people who you might not otherwise be working with and
Yeah,
helping people and honestly making connections. So when you need help yourself, like you, and it's normally fun. I always, but I also like being like active. So I normally was, I don't know. I thought it was fun because
yeah,
anytime you're doing something with people, because people, you're normally having conversations and I'm a talker. So it was great for me. So I miss stuff
yeah.
like
It's
that.
super fun to
Yeah.
be able to go and do stuff with your friends. Like if
Well, not
you're
just friends, but for like the
people,
things we did, which if we hadn't been raised the way we
that's
were,
true.
I can't see us continuing to go to
Doing
special primary. Special primary was basically
that was
that
great.
for the special needs community, they had a separate church primary for them so that they could really get the time and attention that they needed, but still feel included. And that was really cool. And
And we
so,
went and volunteered just out of
yeah,
nowhere. Nobody
yeah,
told us to. Nobody asked us to.
because it was kind of like we were used to doing things like that, and we normally had fun with it because we were still together having fun, and it was like, that felt nice. They're really, the people are the greatest anyways. It's like the most childlike, just pure people. So I miss stuff
Mhm.
like that. Or when we went to the mental
I do too.
hospital, like,
I was gonna say, I think that one may have been a stretch for us though. Like this, that was
yeah, yeah, but
out
we
of
were
our league.
trying to do service though, right? Like
Hmm.
who at that age, that was our focus, and so there, in a way, that was nice. It probably would have been good if I had focused a little more on my future because I think I could have been capable of a whole lot had I
Me
thought
too.
that I needed to put any thought into it. I didn't feel the need to put any thought for it because I was just, my goal at that point was like meet someone and get married, basically. Maybe like figure out what you want to do as far as a job, but I wasn't thinking about needing to be like a breadwinner. I was thinking about, that natural next role that I'd already been told. So in
Yeah.
allowing me not to think, I got to think about a lot of other people. And in that way, that was good.
Yeah.
But
We
I
do
think it's,
random food drives and we'd go to old folks' homes and like
and it
we
was
really
fun.
did.
Like yeah, and it was awesome. And a lot of that though was like we were just a bit much, honestly, because I don't think most kids did that at church and then also were like in
No.
college and were like, what should we do tonight? I think what would
I
happen is
know.
we would
Yeah.
see something, right? Like volunteer for this, and it would
Yeah.
be like, maybe we should do that or whatever. Because
We
I
should
don't think we
volunteer
like
for that.
were
Yes.
like, I'm gonna go to the mental hospital and throw a dance.
I think that one may have been my idea because my parents volunteered at the mental hospital before I was born and they
Okay.
would tell stories. So I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, let's go to the mental hospital. But it
Yeah.
was,
I think it was
I
having a
remember
partner
being a
in
little uncomfortable.
crime to like do the interesting things that both, I don't know, me and you just definitely got.
We had ideas and we were
But
like, okay, let's
I
do it.
don't know that the only aspect of that I can give to religion was definitely an innocence. But like you said, I have mixed feelings on that. Like
Yeah.
innocence is not always good.
No, and there is an aspect of it that creates a weird energy around things like sexuality.
All
So,
right. I'll tell you the only other thing I had on here. So
okay.
to sum up, whatever. So we got a role in a community, callings and things like that, which actually, sorry, I do have one thing to say on that. I asked Anthony
Uh-huh.
about that because I'm like, I only really know about the the positives of the Mormon church because that's where I was
Mhm.
raised. But I was asking Anthony, like, what are some positives about yours? And he was like, well, there were clubs. And so like Anthony was in the Colombian Squires. It was just guys for some reason, but like so as you could join this club and they would like plan and put on activities for like the youth. And there was not a girl equivalent as far as he could remember. So for some reason, there was just a club for the young boys. And then there was also a club for the guys. His dad was in Knights of Columbus, and they planned like adult activities. And, so they kind of could choose to have a calling. And then they did the things that, like, I guess the activities community or activities committee in the LDS church would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scouting.
The having of activities to do in a place that you're always going to go, just a community center. Like our community centers around here do throw some pretty good events, and we do try to go to those. Do you ever do that? Go to like your community center events?
I should
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. And you just start reaching out to like your own community. That's what
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay. And then
No,
the
that's
other thing I had
very
on
good.
here, because I did have one more thing, was, oh no, I think I just said for activities. Like there was always an activity. Like you said, activity days were
Yeah.
Wednesdays,
Yep.
which can be really good because it gives a place. But when it is specific to a singular religion, it can be exclusive. And so, yes, while you can invite your friends, there's also always an element of, the opening prayer, and it's everything
Well,
is
and
very heavily still about the
and
religion.
there's still rules. Did you know that Renee Zellweger came to a LDS dance and she
I think
got
you had
kicked
told
out
me that.
because she had no
Oh,
sleeves in her dress?
shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
gotta watch out
so
for
yeah,
your
there's
shoulders.
torn shoulders. Try not to get too turned on. But yeah. But no, I think overall the biggest benefit is having a community and
Yeah.
like getting to know your neighbors and just maybe focusing on something that's bigger than yourself.
Yeah. And
So
I definitely see that as a positive about religion. I do feel like the people who I'm currently surrounded by, with like the strains of what's going on around the world and stuff like that, they are definitely bringing their beliefs more into the workplace. And I wish I want to find a way to like nicely say, because I'm like, I don't want you to feel like
it's hard not to feel an
like you're
aversion.
like you get good, but it's like, can you? I don't know. Like I don't want to quiet them, but I'm also like just it feels like it should be a space where it should, I don't know, like I shouldn't have to listen to it, but I'm also like, it's not hurting me, but it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? How would you?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like it's in the wrong space, but can you ask somebody to stop? Like
Yeah, no.
the thing that I think is they're trying to share something that's very special to them with everybody,
Mhm.
even though it's not like
Yeah. And it literally is having the
Yeah.
negative effect because it actually elicits negative feelings in me. So as I'm hearing it, I'm not mad at you for believing that, but like you putting this out there like it's going to somehow reach me the way it's reaching you, you need to understand your little bubble. Those feelings are only yours. And my feelings literally are quite the opposite. And there is no magic words or spell that are going to make me come to your version, just the same as there's none for, so like just I keep mine, you keep yours. Namaste.
Yes. Yes. And on that note, I do have to go because I just
Oh,
heard a car pull
me
up
too.
and I'm feeding.
And look at Elena. Can you see her?
Yes. I have like 6 fellas coming over for breakfast and they're all very hungry and they just notified me
Awesome.
they're on their way and I think they just pulled up. So
Heck
I
yeah,
need to
that's gonna
go.
be so fun. Well,
Yeah. Cody and
I need to
my
be,
son
I'm
and
gonna try to be more
Cody.
positive and,
Me too.
point out the good things while still sticking firm to my beliefs.
And I think that's important.
Yes.
I think that is
All right.
important.
Well,
So
thanks for
I love talking to you. I
hashing
wish we
this
could
out with
talk
me.
forever.
I know. Well, I love you, Elilas.
Lilas, you're amazing.
You
Talk
too.
to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Subscribe up there.
Subscribe.
There's a subscribe up there.
Okay.
Like the button.
Okay.